Heads of government set an agenda for full free movement in the CSME. And the CARICOM supports establishing a safe corridor for humanitarian aid to reach people most in need in Haiti. Welcome to this week's broadcast of the CARICOM News Time. In this edition, we bring you some of the key outcomes of the 45th CARICOM Heads of Government meeting and the celebrations which took place in Trinidad and Tobago to mark the Golden Jubilee anniversary.
There is no doubt that, as our 50th anniversary theme underscores, CARICOM is 50 years strong, and we have a solid foundation to build on. This is a foundation that has been laid regionally and internationally by stalwarts who have been standard bearers for integration and for CARICOM to have its rightful place in the global community.
With the details, I am Tusanking English Francis. CARICOM heads of government ended their 45th meeting in Trinidad and Tobago on the 5th of July with an agreement to work towards full free movement in the CARICOM single market and economy, the CSME, by March of next year. Chair of CARICOM, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, briefed the media on this significant development.
We understand that there will be some challenges for some, but we are committed to this. In addition to the free movement, that there will be certain contingent rights that will be associated with the free movement of people. Access to primary health care and emergency health care. Access to basic education, pre-primary, primary, and secondary education. Of course, we have this social security agreement in place already that people can benefit from. But we believe this is a fundamental part of the integration architecture. And at 50, we could not leave Trinidad and Tobago and not speak about the core of the integration movement, that is people's ability to move freely within the Caribbean community.
Free movement rights are now only extended to specific categories of CARICOM nationals, university graduates and holders of tertiary qualifications, creatives, sports persons, media workers, nurses, teachers, artisans who have obtained a Caribbean vocational qualification, farmers, security personnel, and domestic workers. Prime Minister Motley of Barbados explains that the heads of government's desire to allow full free movement requires amendments to the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas.
The heads have agreed that we are now moving beyond just the freedom of movement of skills to freedom of movement of people. Out of an abundance of caution and to be sure-footed, there are some aspects of the treaty that will require amendment, and therefore we are giving ourselves between now and the 30th of March 2024 to make the amendments, because we recognize as well that there may have to be an approach that does not put countries or make countries liable to any forms of suit with respect to some of the rights. So there has to be a minimum set of rights guaranteed for the movement of citizens. That will be discussed and agreed upon.
Haiti's ongoing crisis was a major issue for heads of government, and they supported the need for an immediate creation of a humanitarian and security stabilization corridor under the mandate of a United Nations Security Resolution. They also agreed to seek support from international partners to help finance the corridor's establishment and strengthen security in Haiti.
All of these things are coming out of the consultation with the Haitian stakeholders. These are not things that we have created within CARICOM. They're all based on what the stakeholders are saying to us, and we're capturing the threads of what they're saying. And this is what we're saying will be the next steps for this. So it's a matter for us now and the Security Council, or the Security Council folks to really look at the situation and seek to pass a resolution. There are some countries we need to speak to as CARICOM, and we have taken on ourselves to speak to those countries who are members of the Security Council, so that we can have unanimity at the Security Council, so that we can give the cover to many countries who would like to participate in providing the support to the Haitian people on the ground.
Heads of government welcomed interim Prime Minister Ariel Henry's announcement that he will not seek election. Prime Minister Henry said he will continue leading the transition government and support measures for free and fair elections. A diverse number of special guests from across the globe were in Trinidad and Tobago for engagements with CARICOM heads of government. These included President of Rwanda, His Excellency Paul Kagame, the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken, Minority Leader of the U.S. House of Representatives, Congressman Hakeem Jeffries, Prime Minister of South Korea, the Honorable Han Duck-soo, and UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres. President Kagame lauded CARICOM as one of the most vibrant regional integration organizations and expressed a strong interest in supporting peace and stability in Haiti.
Rwanda and Haiti enjoy long-standing ties of friendship. The history of my country shows that no matter how bad things are, nothing is beyond repair, and there's always a way forward. The turning point starts with the leaders in the country and the wider region at different levels coming together to forge a new unified path.
The U.S. Secretary of State's visit marked a further strengthening of CARICOM-U.S. engagement, which has been robust recently. He congratulated CARICOM's unity over the past 50 years and outlined how the U.S. has been supporting the community. Secretary Blinken said the U.S. shares the commitment felt throughout the region to help Haiti.
The United States shares the commitment felt throughout the region to help Haitian people shape their future, to restore the country's democratic order through free and fair elections. Haitians cannot achieve these critical goals without security. That's why we've been and remain the largest donor to Haiti's national police, why we support the Haitian government's call for a multinational force to help its police restore security. But this is an area of intense focus for us, and we're determined with you to do everything we can to help the Haitian people.
The United Nations Secretary General addressed the opening ceremony of the conference on the 3rd of July before having extensive discussions with CARICOM heads on Haiti.
I am coming here from Haiti. The security situation is appalling, humanitarian needs are soaring, and there is not yet a full political solution in sight. But I came with hope and optimism. I want to recognize the critical efforts of CARICOM leaders to extend your good offices, the meeting in Jamaica and the 3 high-level personalities involved. And I will continue to push for a robust international security force authorized by the Security Council to be able to help the Haitian National Police to defeat and dismantle the gangs.
On climate change, CARICOM established a committee involving the leaders of Antigua and Barbados, Guyana, St. Lucia, Suriname, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They will articulate the community's approach to COP28 on climate financing for adaptation, loss, and damage. Keeping global temperature increased to 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels is another priority issue for CARICOM. Heads of government welcomed the president-designate of COP28, His Excellency Dr. Ahmad Al-Jaber, for an interaction via Zoom. He told heads that his presidency would be action-oriented and that he would build consensus on key issues including climate change mitigation.
I promise you that we here at the COP28 presidency are absolutely committed and very determined to ensure a course correction to the current process and to ensure that COP28 is a game-changing platform that will put the world on the right track and to deliver real, actionable results that will benefit all parties involved.
An expansion of the CARICOM family is on the horizon. CARICOM heads of government urged the completion of the processes for formal inclusion of Martinique and Curacao as associate members of CARICOM and said they look forward to welcoming Martinique as the 6th associate member at the 46th Summit in February 2024 in Guyana.
Raise your voices high, sing of your Caribbean pride, sing it loud and strong, feel our hearts beat as one, celebrating song as we rise to heights where we belong, sound the victory drum for CARICOM.
CARICOM heralded its Golden Jubilee anniversary with sober reflections in Chaguaramas and a spectacular display of culture and colors. Timothy Austin was there to capture the moments.
On the 4th of July, the 50th anniversary of the signing of the treaty which formed CARICOM, CARICOM heads of government returned to the venue of the historic signing for a commemorative event which featured a flag-raising ceremony, planting of a time capsule, and addresses by the chair of CARICOM and the host Prime Minister.
I suggested to the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago that we should come here to celebrate the 50th anniversary of CARICOM. And one of the reasons I wanted this to happen was for us to have some introspection and some reflection, and quite possibly to invoke the spirits of the founding fathers.
Today we stand in these showers on what we consider to be Caribbean holy ground. Chaguaramas holds a special place in our hearts because of its role in the creation of the Caribbean community. Had we been present 50 years ago on these very grounds, we would have been privy to events that changed the course of our region's history. Undoubtedly, the air was filled then, as it is now, with expectation, joy, and hope for the future.
Incoming chair of CARICOM, Prime Minister Skerrit, said yesterday, the actions of our youth will determine where CARICOM goes in the next 50 years. I wish to assure you that the legacy of CARICOM and the path to regional integration formed by our predecessors is alive and well within us, the youth of the region. As we reflect on the past 50 years, we applaud the work that has been done by the community to involve and engage young people.
The celebrations also featured tributes and best wishes to CARICOM, including by the only surviving signatory of the original Treaty of Chaguaramas, Mr. Austin Bramble of Montserrat, former international diplomat Sir Shridat Ramphal of Guyana, who witnessed the original signing ceremony, and representatives of foreign governments and international organizations.
The international community continues to be a jungle not very friendly to small states like the CARICOM territories. The survival of our unique way of life may face some more severe threats and come under some hitherto unforeseen stresses and pressures. Nonetheless, I personally have undimmed belief in the resilience of our people and their will to defend and maintain their treasured ways of life. I believe that the case for regional collaboration and cooperation is stronger now than 50 years ago.
The presence of former long-serving Secretary General of CARICOM, Sir Edwin Carrington, at that session was greeted with great appreciation as many persons lined up to greet him and say thanks again for his service to the community. In the evening of July 4th, Caribbean entertainers celebrated with music, dance, and other cultural acts at a CARICOM 50th anniversary concert at Trinidad and Tobago's National Association of Performing Arts Theatre. We have lots more to share about what took place in Trinidad and Tobago. Be sure to join us next week. In the meantime, visit the meeting site at hgc.caricom.org, the CARICOM news site at today.caricom.org, and our website at caricom.org for stories emanating from the CARICOM 45th Summit and the 50th anniversary celebrations. You can also check us out on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube for real-time updates on what is happening in the Caribbean community. See you next time.